everyone. Today I want to go over how to teach sit and down. I call these stationary cues because they're just positions you can put your dog in space. You will see Zorro wandering around me in a minute. He's going to be my assistant today. He's working on a Kong. When we first start teaching these positions, I'm not really going to say any cues. I'm just going to try to lure the dog into those positions. And then I'm going to click and treat, or yes and treat, whatever your marker is. And then we'll start adding the cue later. So when we do these types of cues, and this would go for your sit or your down, or anything you're going to put a cue on, I do want you to think of breaking down these cues and behaviors into three parts. So there's an A, a B, and a C. A is the antecedent, what comes first. That's the cue, that's the word. I'm going to say sit. B is the behavior. Dog's rear hits the ground. C is the consequence, or what I like to call cookie, because that's where I'm going to give him. So you want to think of putting these cues into three separate spaces. And the reason I say that is because we tend to go sit, and we say the word sit and this hand signal at the same time. And what happens, because a dog's always going to listen to a body language cue, is it's going to be hard to separate and just put that on a verbal cue. So just technically speaking, make sure you separate out your word, hand signal, and then they get the reinforcer. The other thing I like to do when I'm teaching a sit or a down, and also wait, which I'll get to later, is I want to get in the habit of using a release cue. So I say okay for my release. Some people say done, finish, release. You can say whatever you want. But get in the habit of using one, because if your dog knows a release cue, then you never really have to teach stay. Because inherent in the cue, sit or down, is you're going to stay there until I release you. So at the beginning it seems pretty wordy, and later on it'll be a lot less wordy. So that's just a little tip for you. So I'm going to have Zorro here work with me. I'm going to trade out his Kong. So I'm giving him some treats. I'll get where you can see us, because I don't want to just grab the Kong from his mouth. So I wanted to make sure he had something good, but I am going to put it away so he can't find it. Okay. So if I want to start, I'm just going to, first I'm going to reset him. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm tossing a treat just to reset him. Now he's offering me up a sit. Okay. And at this age, Zorro's a young puppy. At this age, he's probably learned that when I go into this position, people like it. Okay. But it doesn't necessarily mean he knows that cue yet. So right now, I'm really going to work on just teaching him the release. So I'm going to get him where you can see him. Okay. 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 Sit. Okay. Sit. Okay. Sit. Okay. Good boy. So there's a sit. Now if I'm doing a down, now I was really mostly working on a release cue with him there, because he was offering up that sit pretty easily. If your dog's not going into that sit position, it's okay to use a lure. So you would have your hot dog right in front of the dog's nose until their rear hits the ground. He doesn't really need that, so that was a freebie for you, Zorro. But you might need it when you're first teaching it. So for a down, the first step would be to lure. So I have a treat in my hand. I'm gonna drag it down. As soon as his body hits the floor, okay. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna add the word, and I'm also not gonna have a hot dog in my hand. Down. Good boy. Okay. Okay. Down. Okay. Good boy. You did a good boy. I'm gonna give him his Kong. So with that, I said the word down, And then I used the hand signal, he went into it, he hit the ground, click treat. Now, to start to build some duration in those positions, I'm gonna withhold the click or even the treat if you're not using the click there. So he would be in the down, and then I'm gonna wait a beat, click treat. And then he's in the down, and I'm gonna wait, click treat, and okay him, right? Because I wanna start to build out. We'll try it a little bit with him and see what happens. So let me trade out his phone. Here's Oro. Good boy. So we'll try that with the down a little bit. Down. Okay. Good boy. Let's go his face. I can see you. Down. Okay. That one was great. So in that one, I didn't click him until he plopped his hips over to the side. So I'm starting to build it up so he's holding that down longer. He did a great job. I've never worked with him, so we're new to each other, and he is about the cutest thing that I've seen, certainly today. Okay guys, go out there, practice your sits and downs and your release cues, and I will see you soon to talk about weight.